guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my Mommy Motivation series. Today we're going to talk about what to do when you encounter something that makes you feel bad, whether that is news or mommy groups or family or anything like that, where you come in contact with it and you get that like, ooh, feeling. So here we go, let's jump right into it. So first of all, it's amazing to me that moms do this to each other, but they do. It's all over Facebook, it's all over Twitter. Moms judge each other all the time. Mother-in-laws do it to their daughter-in-laws. But this also extends to things like you read the news, like it makes you feel bad, right? So for me specifically, I follow a lot of people on Facebook. Someone that I followed posted something horrific about like animal cruelty, and it had like pictures, and it was just like really, really gross, right? The pictures were gross, the article was gross, the content was gross. And not that people shouldn't be bringing awareness to these topics. However, bringing awareness to it in a way that is jarring for the person and really upsetting, like, is not productive. It didn't make me go like donate to anyone or, go volunteer at an animal shelter or whatever. It just made me feel really crappy, like for the rest of the day. So if you have people like that in your Facebook feed, like just unfollow them, right? Or on Twitter, mute them, okay? Or like if you have these people on your social media who are posting these things that make you feel crappy, then like just get them out of your feed, out of your timeline, whatever it is, because you don't need that. Like people these days are so worried about like, oh, well, if you take everyone's opinions away other than your own, then you're just gonna end up, it's called an echo chamber, right? Where like you put out a viewpoint and it's just reflected back at you. And like it's only that one viewpoint. And I think people are way too concerned about that. I don't think that you have to maintain communication with people and things that are making you upset. That's like totally silly and ridiculous. Especially, it's generally always things that are negative and surrounding these negativity. And when you run up against something like that and it's really negative, it like sort of makes you stop, right? It's not productive. It doesn't increase any sort of activity that you want in your life, right? So like just skip it, just ignore it. You don't need it. So another thing on this is like sometimes it's family, right? And sometimes you can't just like ignore your family entirely, right? But if someone comes at you and they try and like poke at you or whatever and say something to you about like, oh, are you still doing blah or whatever, just ignore that communication, right? Ignore that content. You can effectively ignore it without like confronting the person and starting a fight, right? But you can still like make a point of like, I'm not going to engage with something that's causing me to feel stressed out, right? Again, with mom groups, like Facebook mom groups are like known and notorious for like just being completely savage, right? If that's the case, remove yourself from the group or unfollow or whatever you want to do, but just don't have that stuff in your face. Don't invite that stuff into your world, because you're the only one that can judge like what should or shouldn't be in your world. And setting boundaries like that is really healthy, right? Physically and mentally, in order to like maintain who you are and not have your mental state be affected negatively by these things in your environment. This includes also like friends. Even if you've had a friend for a very long time, I know it's hard, but like if they're constantly being negative, like it's okay to sort of distance yourself from that person, right? And not to say like you should abandon your friends when they need you, right? But if you are offering help and they aren't taking your help and they aren't like looking for ways to like change their situation and they just want to like be in a negative situation and talk about it a lot and have everyone around them like, be in this like negative situation with them, then like that's not something that you have to participate in. It's not being a good friend to just sit there and let their negativity like make you feel negative. So I have a little challenge, which is that for the next 30 days, anytime you come across something where you're like, oh, I don't like that, or that makes me feel gross, or like, why is that person saying that to me on Twitter, right? Just ignore it, right? Mute, unfollow, just don't engage. And even do it with like news, or reading the newspaper, or watching, things on TV. Anything like that where it just creates more negativity for you than it does positivity, just skip it. Just ignore it completely and see how you do. I would love to hear your results. If you have some other suggestion, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys and what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.